We're approaching the end of the year, which means it's time for end-of-year tax planning. On the list of end-of-year tax planning are Roth conversion considerations. But if you've seen some of my videos, you know that the way we treat Roth conversions, if you have a child or a loved one with a disability who eventually may inherit that money, is different. And the reason it's different is because when an individual who is disabled inherits a pre-taxed asset such as an IRA into their special needs trust, if we do it correctly, the tax can be paid at their tax rate. The tax rate of a disabled individual who's only receiving public benefits like SSI and Medicaid is usually very low. So the idea is, why voluntarily pay tax on an asset at a parent's tax rate, which is 20, 22, 24%, when that same asset can be inherited and pay the tax at the disabled person's lower tax rate. Now let's talk about it in the real world. And that's today's disability and special needs planning client case study. A client couple are in their early 50s. They have strong earnings around $200,000, but they're super diligent savers. Their net worth is about $2.5 million, but $2 million of that are investments. And of those investments, most of them are pre-tax assets. We've been discussing all along the idea of doing Roth conversions, but we've also been discussing how the assets can certainly benefit their disabled son when they pass on from a tax arbitrage perspective, and they fully understand it. We're discussing the implications of doing a Roth conversion, how much it's gonna cost in taxes, etc. When one of the spouses says, hey, we've got a new development, based on some conversations with family, it's looking like we may be responsible for caring for my aging parents at some point in the future. How does that affect the plan? Well, it does. Essentially what this means is that we may need more resources when it comes time for retirement to help cover some of the aging parent care costs. And we decided that this would be one such reason that we want more Roth funds, because their expenses may be higher and we don't want to have to withdraw more pre-tax assets at retirement, causing more taxation. And because they make decent money, the question is, should we convert now or should we wait? Because of all of these factors, early retirement, caring for aging parents, and having a child with a disability, what we determined for this couple is that it would make sense to have a mix of pre-tax and Roth assets. The Roth assets would best serve them in the upcoming years, especially in retirement. The pre-tax assets would best serve their disabled child. And so we earmarked one of their IRAs to be used exclusively for their disabled son. The rest of the assets will be used for them, and whatever's not needed can then pass on. This is a perfect example of the fluidity of planning. We do personalized planning.